And there we are.
Hi, it let us come live. We were wondering because it said, we're going to think about this for a minute. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, how is everybody this morning?
Share.
Oh, my
Let's
head's
get
cut
that
off.
going first.
Okay.
Your head's cut off? It's not on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see if we can get her head in the picture.
There we go.
Whoops, I got rid of the Facebook. There we go.
There.
So help us share this out. And let's see who's on. Wendy's on. Good morning.
Good
and
morning,
Luann
Wendy.
and Christy Wilkinson and Jean L'Oreal. Good morning.
Wow.
Help
and
us share,
Tony
please.
is with us this morning.
Hi, Tony.
And Luann.
Share.
Yeah, let's
I'm
get
gonna
this
rid of this
shared.
off my screen. How do I do that? And Kat
Interesting.
Domino Newman. Good morning. And Deirdre's here. Hi, everybody. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
I thought I had
How's
the
everybody
chat.
doing this morning? And hi, Jean L'Oreal. It's been a crazy morning already. I mean, do you just have some mornings that, and not bad crazy, not good crazy, just kind of odd. Like, you're in your body, but you're not really sure. And you're just kind of floating through. It's just one of those undefinable mornings. Good. It's a beautiful day out there. Not complaining. And good morning, Sally and Carol, Allen and Becky and Julie and Robert. I feel like Romper Room. I see Becky. I see Julie. How are you this morning, Robert?
I'm just going to say good morning, everybody. Kind of like what Sally De La Rosa just did.
Yes.
So... What the heck? Okay. I keep opening up my chat and it keeps just disappearing. Yeah, Diane. Good morning. It is very odd this morning.
Indeed.
I wasn't sure it was going to let us go live because I had to think about it for a minute. And now I'm trying to put my chat up where I see everybody. And it's like, okay, now you see me. Now you don't.
How's everybody doing this morning? It's hump day. As Deirdre said earlier, it's hump day. It's her favorite day of the week.
Okay. I give up. That was the third time. It's not going to happen. So, good morning, Julie Bastable. Hi, welcome. And Christina Leftwich, you're with us again. Thank you. And Luann, did you sleep with your dragon last night? I couldn't stay for the whole show. But, Luann, I know you connected with yours, right? I think I saw that on the show.
Deirdre, don't feel bad. They never had my name on Romper Room. Or here's the other thing. We would go on vacation every year. And, at the little gift shops, they have all the pens and the little mugs and everything else with people's names on them. Never in my life have I ever found anything that had my name on it or anything close to my name on it. So I totally get how it feels to have a unique name. And it really bothered me when I was younger. But now as an adult, I'm kind of liking it because there aren't many of us around. So I see the beauty of it now, but I didn't as a kid for sure.
Yeah. I don't think they had my name either.
So... Yeah, because they spelled your name even wrong on your birth certificate, right?
Yeah. So, Luann, you did connect with your dragon, and his name is Calvin. I like that. And good morning, Hope, Wellington Marshall, or for afternoon for you.
And Sherry Gatewood is with us.
Sherry and Jean L'Oreal says, I couldn't find the dragon program yesterday. Don't know what I do wrong. It wasn't you, Jean. We had trouble going onto Facebook, which I thought was going to happen again this morning. And we had to go directly on to Facebook instead of streaming in different places. So that's probably why you couldn't find it. We were a little late because we had technical problems. So my apologies, but you can always watch the replay.
And that's on?
It's on Enlightened World Network.
Yeah. And Luann had the same issue as a child. In my dragon, I did the dragon thing. I actually did it last week, and I did it again last night for confirmation. My dragon's name is Oliver, and he's actually here with us this morning outside because he's way too big to fit in the house. He's big, big, big.
Yeah, he is. And Gabby is with us. Good morning, Gabby. And somebody said, oh, it was Carol Allen, that she's doing good. Thank you for the prayers. The dentist went well, but some discomfort last night. But she's okay this morning. We're so glad. Thank you for giving us good news. We'll take all the good news we can get to lift us up.
And Robert Dosa is exhausted. He's had a very busy morning. So, Robert, we're sending energy to you this morning as well. So
I'm in voice messaging. Your spoken words are popping up on the screen. Well, isn't that interesting?
Do you know that happened on my cell phone yesterday with my phone in our show? I was seeing our words on.
That's weird because I'm not seeing them on the screen.
Yeah, they're not here. They were on my cell phone. It's really strange.
Okay, but she's seeing them, and I'm not seeing them on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Or on my computer.
And Deirdre met her dragon last night, Sadie. Oh, cool. That was my great aunt's name. I love that name. I had a dog named Sadie, too. I love Sadie. That's one of my favorite names. And good morning, Gabby. She was with us last night also. She met, and not only did she meet her dragon, but she's been drawing dragons, painting dragons for the last week or two or however long. And hopefully she's going to show us pictures of them.
And Luann says it's a beautiful day in Toronto today. Yay.
And Deirdre says, we love our uniqueness. Yes.
We do.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's something else because we see ourselves with all of these attributes and our personalities and everything, but we are all one. So it's kind of interesting to see that, to see our separateness, our uniqueness, but then to see that we're really not separate. We really are one energy, one spirit, having all these different experiences.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And even in my own life, this lifetime, I've always said in my prior life, but it's in this lifetime because there's so many different aspect lifetime. Right. So that helps me get a more deep understanding of how we can be one, but we're all different. We're all unique and have different experiences going on.
Absolutely. Carol says she doesn't think she connected with her dragon, though she did see a golden orange. Carol, I just, what happened with me is, it was over a week and a half ago, something like that, when they did the other show, maybe a week ago. I didn't really know for sure if I'd seen my dragon or connected with my dragon. I had these kind of vague ideas, and I mentioned it to Teri and the name and all kinds of things, and she said, yeah, it's really, really big. But I watched last night and went through that meditation again. And it really came clearer to me. So it may just be a question of going back and watching it again and going through it one more time and, sitting with it. Once you call your dragon in, they'll help you out. So I would just suggest going back and watching it one more time. It helped me to do that.
Yeah.
Because I was really on the fence as to what I trust her. I don't trust me sometimes. Yeah.
All right. So we're so glad that you all are here this morning. Excuse me. I'm still waking up, I think.
Yeah. Deirdre says we are all snowflakes from the same cloud.
I
love that.
Yeah. I love snowflakes. You all like snowflakes? Yeah. I thought it was so interesting when I learned about how there's no two snowflakes alike. And I'm thinking, how can that be? There's so many snowflakes, but yet we're told that there's no two that are exactly the same. And I love that information because I see that as us all being snowflakes, Deirdre. So I'm so glad that you said that.
Oh,
yeah.
And did you see
Luann?
Did you go ahead?
We stand out on our own, Deirdre. Our light is so bright, it's blinding.
Yes.
It really is. And we really tap into that light. It is. I've been doing a lot of meditating lately and working with a new energy that I've connected with. And when I close my eyes, it's like flooded with light.
Wow.
Yeah. Before
So
it'd be
cool.
like, just like light shapes and they'd be like waves, coming in. But this is just like constant white light. And I love that.
Good morning, Sherry Seymour.
Hi, Sherry. I'm
Yay.
so
Hi,
glad you made it,
sweetheart.
honey.
And Gabby says she started painting her little golden dragon this morning.
Awesome. I can't
Today.
wait to see the finished
I
product. I
know.
got to see a preview. I got to see some of the colors that you painted, Gabby, and getting those dragons started.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see the finished product.
You know, Carol says she's going to try again, and she said she was in pain when she was watching last night. Yeah, I don't know about you, but when I'm in pain, it can really mess with whatever we're doing. So I'm optimistic that you're going to have a much different experience when you don't have pain. I really am.
Yeah.
I can see it now, and I can see you painting your dragon as well.
Yeah, and you and Diane have the same name of your dragon. And she's going to sit quietly with Oliver today.
Yes.
And see what he has to tell her. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing here because I connected with Jeryl dragon when she found it last week. So there's some things, and I think if the three of us sit together, I'll be able to lead you into a state where you can both connect with the dragon and see if it is the same. Right. Or if you just have two very similar dragons, that can happen too.
Named Oliver.
Yeah.
And one of the thoughts that I had was, we come in as soul groups. We also have our oversoul that is like a hologram that splits off and has many experiences simultaneously on this planet, other planets as well. This is my belief, okay, everybody? And I was wondering, Diana, if we were a part of the same oversoul, having different experiences here simultaneously, and that Oliver isn't kind of like a guardian dragon for both of us, for our collective oversoul. Just a thought that went through my mind last night. These are the kind of things I think about all the time.
Yeah. And Wendy, I want to thank you for putting up the name of our group. It's Angelic River Family on Facebook. And we are a beautiful family. We'd love for anyone who is not a part of us yet to join us. Oh, Luann, your inner Picasso wants to come out. I think I need to try this painting thing. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea.
I've dabbled in it. I'm not a painter. I figured that out real fast. But we did some painting when Astrid was here.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah, we sat together and just let it flow, whatever came out.
And it doesn't matter how good you are. I mean, I look at mine and I think, oh my gosh. But it's just allowing your creativity to come out. And if you really look at art and you go to all the great art museums or anywhere else, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And, I've looked at some pieces of artwork that I go, really? Seriously? That get hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever. It truly is about just expressing yourself. And, there is no ugly art. I mean, it may not be my taste, but I'm probably not going to buy an Elvis painting on black velvet. That's probably just not going to be me. That's not my taste. But I look at Carol Allen's work.
Beautiful.
And, oh my gosh, I love it. Sylvia,
yes.
Sherry Meyer's
mother.
I mean, I look at some of the things that you people have done in the group and posted in the group, and I think, oh my gosh, could I do that? No, but I can appreciate others. But I have my little piece of art framed, and I love it. I love looking at it. So
absolutely.
Do it. What the heck?
And Gabby says she found a child's drawing on the net of a big blue and green dragon. I saw that post. And the child had written his name, Oro, which is the name of Gabby's dragon.
Oh my gosh.
So he gets around.
Yes.
Are we frozen? No, I don't see. I don't see us
we're
frozen.
not, but she keeps getting kicked off of her internet, so I think it's
Gabby,
hers this morning.
Maybe reboot and see if it comes back up. I apologize for technical problems.
Oh, it's been crazy for all of us.
It really has it, and we have another planet going in retrograde today.
Venus is today.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
It was either because Saturn. There were Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus are the three that are going retrograde, and I think you said it was Venus today. Maybe not.
I will tell you in just a minute.
Yay! We're gonna find out.
Yeah, because I think it's important to know these things.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't understand how people long ago, before there was even radio and TV, they didn't know like that a hurricane was coming.
Right.
Or that there were tornado watches where they were. They just had to rely a lot on their intuition.
Good morning, Scarlett Patterson. And, Sally De La Rosa says her Soul Art is the name of her daughter's page, and she does energy painting. I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah, your daughter friend requested me, and so we're friends now.
Oh, wonderful.
I think that's pretty cool.
And, of course, Scarlett just said good morning, and Robert says he's not frozen. We're not frozen with him at the moment, so we're still going. And Gabby says she's catching your computer gremlins, Teri.
Please don't. Just do this and tell them to go away.
Good morning, Catherine Kovacs. How are you this morning?
Let's see where we're going. You're right. It is Venus in Gemini. Venus goes station retrograde today at 2:45 Eastern Time.
Okay.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we've got Jupiter, so it's going to be right behind it going retrograde as well. Saturn's already retrograde. That happens Sunday.
Okay.
So let me get back to us.
And Sally says, I do too, Teri. And
I'm going to put that link in here if any of you want to go and read that information that I put for everybody.
Awesome.
And Uma Porn is here. Good morning from Holland. We missed you yesterday.
Yes. How are you today?
Yeah, and Gabby, you were right, honey. It was Venus. So we double checked that. Yeah, so Venus is all about relationships and pleasure. So, just things to be aware of. Not that we're going to go into any fear about it, but if you find yourself arguing with somebody or something's going on and you're like, oh, okay, let me just take a step back. And I say this with anything we encounter through life. If you hit that pause button for just a moment, I love that. I love pause because you step away from whatever is pushing your buttons, whatever is creating some kind of discord. Just stop for a minute. And it's easy, but as humans, we're like, no, I'm going to do this, So we're so stubborn. Aren't we? Anybody else stubborn besides me? Let's see some of your hands raising for being stubborn.
I think I'm going to have to admit up to that one.
And even when we know things like pausing or conscious conversation where we can, talk civilly instead of yelling at each other, we still do it, don't we? It's like that old habit until we change those habits. And they are habits that can be broken, the way we communicate with each other. So, so just awareness. That's what I like about this. It's not that, we're tapping into all the astrology out there or any other beliefs or things that are out there. It's like we can be more aware now.
Right.
Like I said before, how did people do it when there was a hurricane out there and they didn't even know? And then all of a sudden they're being destroyed.
Well, and here's the thing, too, and this is one of the things that my Indian chiefs here channeled through you, is that people paid attention to nature. People paid attention to the earth. And Luann says Venus, the goddess of love. Absolutely. They watched the skies. They felt the earth. They were connected. They were grounded. They watched the animals. They watched everything. And everything is connected. So the birds knew, the animals knew. They before a tornado, before a hurricane, before an earthquake, they all knew. And they were so tapped into everything that's not electronic. There wasn't electronics. They were just tapped in it. Everything was one. So they did know. They knew the signs. They watched the cycles. And it was a different time. And we've gotten so oblivious to it that we rely on everything else to tell us. So it's just a different time.
True.
It's our focus.
Yeah. They knew the signs.
Yeah.
Signs. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was like even they knew when winter was coming because the birds started migrating and things like that. So I think we need to get back to more of paying attention to the signs. I think that's a big message for me too. Pay attention to the signs. And did you all see my big sign yesterday? That feather up in the sky.
Gosh. Yeah.
And again, if I had been sitting where I was in that particular spot, I would have missed that sign. And that was, if you all have ever followed Pam Grout, she has a book called E Squared. And you do all of these exercises. Maybe we should do that. I'll see if I can dig up all my information on it. But you have these exercises and you're given a certain time limit to find that, whatever it is that you're looking for. Like the first one is a sign that God exists. So you're going to say, okay, I want a sign. I want to see something that I normally wouldn't see. Something that's out of my norm of day-to-day existence. And the last time I did it, I had almost given up. I was almost out of time. I'm like, all right, God, I know you exist, but it would have been nice to have a sign from you. And I was standing outside as I was saying this, and I turned around, and just at that moment, there was a falling star. I still call it falling stars. I know it's a meteor. But just at that second that I turned around, and it's like when we just give up on the control of it, when we don't have that attachment to the outcome, and we let go, and we say, okay, I give, that's when we get our miracle. That's when we get our sign. And I wasn't looking for that feather in the sky, but I was at that right place in that moment to be able to see it. If I'd been back in my studio on my computer, my sign would have been there and I would have been somewhere else. Yeah.
Oh, Carol Allen said the feather was beautiful. While I was in the dentist chair, I could look out the window at the clouds and saw a dragon. She just remembered that.
Yeah, I see dragons a lot in the clouds,
too.
and we've seen them here with the sunset too.
Yeah. The first day I discovered Oliver and asked for confirmation from Teri, Sam and I went out on the river and we went for a boat ride. It was a week ago Sunday. I remember it clearly now. Oliver's huge. He fills the yard. And there was a dragon in the sky that was massive, and it was so clear. I took pictures of it, and we went all around the islands and rode all over the place, and he was with me, and he didn't change. You know how clouds change and they dissipate or move? Didn't change at all, but he was wherever I was. Yeah. It was so amazing, and he stayed in the same place even though we were moving around in the water. It was incredible.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
We have someone from Periscope, and I apologize if I butcher your name, but I want to say hello because you said hello to us.
Yes.
Sadatan Poiraz. Thank you. And let us know where you're from. Yeah, just tell us where you're from. That would be nice. And Sally said she would love this. So, yeah, I'll do that. I'll lead us in an E Squared.
Yes.
I can't remember how many exercises there are. But we'll start the first one tomorrow.
Awesome.
So, yeah, just so you can be aware, I will explain what we're looking for, what the process is. And then you'll have 24 hours. I think the first one's 24. It might be 48. Yeah. The first one, I think gives a little more time. Yeah. But I'll look all that up. I have the information,
Good.
and let's all do it together. That'll be a great, fun exercise because
Yeah,
I love Pam Grout. I've read most of her books. I follow her. I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I just think she is a wonderful, very tapped in spiritual person. She's come out with a lot of beautiful stuff for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I just gave that book away. I
Oh,
had
did
2
you?
copies of it, and I
Mhm.
can't remember who I gave the other copy to.
Yeah, I
Might
have
been
it.
Belinda.
So I have the
Yeah.
digital. So we
Oh,
can,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Fun,
Yay.
fun. I love fun stuff.
Absolutely. Look at all those hearts.
I
How
know. I
lovely
love
that
your
is.
hearts.
They're
You
so
all are so
nice.
beautiful. So, anybody have any weird or interesting dreams last night?
Oh, tell them about yours.
I had a hard time coming out of mine. Well, the first time, and I did want to remember we talked about this before, how you wake up for a dream and you're like, no, 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 I want to go back in and see how this ends, even though I really don't know if I wanted to know the end. But I did that. I woke up sometime early in the morning. I didn't even bother to look at the clock because I knew it was early. I could still see stars outside. And I thought, no, I got to go see how this turns out because I know I'm going to get rescued. So I was in a building, and a lot of you were there with me. I wasn't alone. There were a lot of people. And we were up on like the 100th floor of this building. And we knew that there was something going on one of the lower floors. And I think it was a fire. We knew there was something. It seemed like it was burning that was happening because it was traveling up the floors. But we were all just like, we had this big, almost like a whiteboard, and we were all just keeping track. Okay, where is it now? We were looking, and we were all calm. We were calmly looking at, okay, where is it now? And we'd make a little mark over which floor it was on. And we were just like sitting around. I was sitting like this in this office chair, and other people were kind of walking around. I mean, nobody was panicking. Nobody was saying, I'm going to jump out the window or, screaming out. We were just all just kind of waiting. We were in wait mode and keeping track of what was going on, but nobody was upset. And we're not panicking. We're not saying we got to do something. We were just like, okay, we know it's going to get here eventually. So, okay. But it was kind of like acceptance that we were going into, not resignation. It wasn't that at all. Or else we would have been like, oh my God, okay, this is going to happen. We were just like, oh, look, now it's on this floor. I mean, it was just like, no big deal.
But do you
no
think...
big deal. We're going to be on fire, but no big deal.
But if you think about it, what does fire do? Fire burns away the negative in that. And if you think about it,
and
we're going through a fire and it's burning the lower density energies off. Yes. And I do want to say good morning real quick to Rick and to Sharon Boyle.
And Christy, I think,
Christy,
good saying goodbye. Have a good one.
Okay, have a great day, Christy. Yeah. And I think Becky popped back in. She may have gotten kicked off. But you're back to your fire. Fire does. It cleanses, it cleans, it heals. It does all these beautiful things. And that's really what we're seeing on a very real level here. I love that dream.
Yeah, Jean, sounds like a metaphor for our times. We are calmly waiting.
Yes.
I know, none of us, well, some people are panicking, but none of us are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. We're just like, how can we make the best of this time? And that's kind of like the attitude in the room where we all were. It was like, okay, it's on that floor, and we're not getting upset about it. It was almost like it was supposed to be there, like you were saying. It was something that was supposed to happen below us, something below the surface, and we were staying high above that burning of the fire.
And so, aren't we doing that here? Staying high vibration and not getting down in the mud with everybody? For the most part. I mean, every now and then I jump in the mud and get dirty, but I think we're I'm loving this dream, Teri. The more I'm thinking about it.
And Sherry, do you know I had the 911 thought? She says, what a great message for someone who lost a loved one in 911. And after I got out of bed, I eventually did get up. I didn't want to, but I got up out of bed, and I'm thinking, was it about 911? But I don't think so. Well, it could have been tapped into some of the energy there, but I really feel like it's a metaphor for these times, and for all of us seeing that, yes, there is something very strong happening with the energy, and with the lower vibration energy especially. And we're staying high. We're keeping ourselves way up there above it. Yeah. So I love this. I love, and it was one of those that, it's like, do I want to go back into that dream? Yeah, I got to go back and see how this ends.
Yeah.
And it never really ended. I woke up, but we were still there, and we were still okay when the dream ended. Just so you know, we didn't perish. We were all still alive.
And
good morning, Jean Walensky.
And that's what Jean Lorio said. She said it sounds like a metaphor for our times. We are calmly waiting. Christina says fire can be purifying as well as intense. There's a whole bunch. You want to read, Sherry, and you heard, you read Sherry Gatewood's.
And Robert says sometimes when you intensely think about or talk about a dream during the day, you can dream it again. I don't know if I want to dream it again. I like variety, but I just thought it was interesting to bring that up, because there were many of us that were there in the room. And it was like current times. We were aware of who we were and our interactions with each other. And I can't remember who was writing on the chalkboard. It might have been Wendy. Somebody was writing and keeping the tally on the chalkboard of where we were and how close it was coming up to that 100th. And it was the 100th floor. I remember that very clearly, that we were on that floor. So
it would make sense it would be Wendy, because she does the moderating and she keeps track of everything. So that kind of sounds like her.
Such a great job at it, too.
And Carol Allen says she was thinking the same thing. And Luann, loving that analogy. So, I think what a profound.
I know. They don't do small with me.
No, they don't. It's either go big or go home. Yeah.
And I've really opened up to a lot of new energy and a lot of new thoughts. So I know that that's part of the expansion, because oh my gosh, I've had so many dreams in my lifetime that were predictive dreams. And I don't like those. And I knew this wasn't that type of dream, because I can tell the difference. I can tell when I woke up from a dream and I've seen something so real that I know that's something that actually happened, but it's going to happen in our 3D. But this wasn't like that. This was more of, it's teaching something. And I think we kind of figured out what it was teaching.
It's so funny. Becky says, that was probably Wendy, laugh out loud. And she goes, I just said that. Boom. So, So everybody, Wendy says, yes, it was her.
Me. She's going to own it.
It was Wendy. We all know that.
But Wendy, just so you know, you were very calm as you were keeping that tally, but you were keeping up with it. You were like, okay, I'm gonna make sure we understand where we're at here.
And that's what she does.
She does.
Sally De La Rosa says, this is why I always recommend the fire ceremony for releasing and receiving during the moon cycles. Absolutely, Sally. And thank you for that reminder of the moon ceremonies. Because,
you've never been to the park with me to do the moon
I've never
ceremony.
Been to the park. We'll have to do that
when they start doing them again. They can't, of course, right now.
Right.
But they build this, there's two groups that use this area where I go to do the fire ceremony on the full moon. And it's the Boy Scouts and us being a collective of people that do the fire moon ceremony. And it's a shaman that leads it. And we build this big fire in a fire pit. And we drum, we sing, we chant, we call in the directions. And it's a beautiful ceremony. So if you get a chance to do that anywhere where you're at, to go to a big fire like that, it is. The energy is amazing in the fire. The fire talks to you. And the one thing that this shaman does, and I've never seen this before, he prays over the fire. So he'll go, I watch him, he'll just keep walking around the fire, and he'll do a little, whatever shamans do, their little
Yeah.
blessing into the fire. And then he tells us, he goes, you can put your hand right in this fire and it's not going to burn you. And he'll do it. He'll put his hand in the fire. And I'm just standing there in amazement. And he's like, it's not going to burn us because we've communicated. The fire understands. And so fire, I think, is one of the most interesting things there is. There's so much to it. It can be destructive,
yes,
but it also can be very helpful to us.
Like water.
Yeah. Sally says it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. Fire is amazing. And Becky says she needs to figure out what the message is about in her dreams sometimes as well. Yeah. You know, I find for myself, I go about it in several ways. I will, if I have a really intense dream, I will look up the symbolism. I just Google it. There's some really good dream dictionary websites that you can go to. And I kind of take that, and that kind of sets me off on a path and a direction. But I also look at what these symbols mean in my normal daily waking life and how I feel about them personally. And so consequently, that really helps me to start to understand what my dreams are all about. So I just offer that up.
Yeah. You know, just tap in, just ask your spirit guides, ask the angels.
Yeah. Good morning, Melody. How are you this morning? I saw the basketball hoop up on the road for your grandson yesterday as I was going to my mom and dad's. Melody's here with us, and her grandson is visiting her. She hasn't seen him in quite some time, so they put a basketball hoop up so he could play basketball. How fun is that?
That is so much fun.
Yeah.
And the angels are still giving me signs. I see 808 now.
Okay.
I used to be in this chanting group, which I love chanting. Any other chanters in here? Because I love to do that and pull in the energy. So in this chanting group,
I do. Sorry.
I'm trying to talk and type at the same time. In this chanting group, we worked with numbers. Numbers are so powerful. They're sacred geometry. And one of the numbers that we would chant on, we chanted on certain numbers, was 808, because that's bringing in abundance. And yesterday, I attended a workshop where we got downloads and clearing for abundance. So as I looked at the clock to see what time it was, because I knew it was probably getting close to prayer request time, it was 8:08. And here we go again with signs. My angels are not letting up. They said, we're going to give you so many signs, you're going to trip over them. And I'm like, okay, angels.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that every time I look at something, it's like, it's not just the obvious anymore. They're talking to me through numbers and through different paintings or symbols like a feather. Yeah, I love it.
And Deirdre had to go. Her ride came for Trader. She's going to Trader Joe's.
Bye, Deirdre. Have a great day,
I'm so jealous.
honey.
I would love to go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah, bring us some, would you?
Yeah, really. Sam's run out of chocolates. He really needs his Trader Joe's fix.
Yeah.
But I have to drive either 5 hours to her house, but the closest Trader Joe's to my place is about an hour and 45 minutes away. So that's one of those that I go and I fill my cart with Trader Joe's chocolates for my husband, and it's a big grocery shop for me when I go to Trader Joe's. I love it so much.
I hope you used to chant years ago, and she would love to do it again. I do sometimes. I'll put on like a chanting video and chant along with it. It does bring in beautiful energy, and I was studying, how many times you're supposed to chant something. And then I have a friend that chanted all day long. He just didn't stop. Wow. It was like, that was Jason. It was just continuous chanting. And then he had a child, and the child knew how to chant before it knew how to talk. It was just like going up right along with all of these chants that Dad would do. And that's a great thing to get a child that young into that energy, because they still understand. They're still in that theta brain state at that young age where they can tap in and know that higher energy. So yeah,
Absolutely.
chanting, I love it. I love doing it.
Christina, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
808,
done.
2 infinities powered by 0. The luck number. Yeah, that's why we did it, Robert, because it brought in that energy of luck and everything flowing, which is what luck is. It's just you're in the flow.
Christina asked, what river are we on? We are on the beautiful St. Johns River in north central Florida. If you take the map of Florida and draw a line between Jacksonville and Orlando, we are smack dab in the middle of it. And the river flows actually from south to north as opposed to north to south, which is one of the few rivers in the country, actually in the world, that flows from the south to the north.
A beautiful river.
And the Ocala National Forest is right behind us.
Yeah. And Wendy has to leave. She is going
Wendy.
out with her husband. Love you so much, Wendy. Thank you for being here today. And Luann says she gets 88 and 888 often. That's another one that we would chant to, is the 888.
Absolutely, Sherry Seymour. She wants to plan a trip to Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. I am all in for that. I think it's time to go up and do that. We'll wear masks. Yeah. That's not a problem. And Sherry Layton Gatewood, she loves the chants. Jean Walensky asked if either of us sing light language. I don't yet.
In the shower.
I am, yeah. But I've had several readings, plus I have had a light language teacher give me some things to do. So it is in my near future. Yes.
But Jean, I'm pretty sure you do. Am I correct about that? Jean Walensky, I'm pretty sure you're with Enlightened World Network, and I've heard you. I'm pretty sure I'm recognizing that name. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Okay. And Carol's missing her Trader Joe's dried fruit, and Luann, she crosses the border just to go to Trader Joe's. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's one of those places. I like Trader Joe's better than Whole Foods. I have options where I live. Yeah. I have is it Fresh Market, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. They're all on the same road. They're just a little bit spread out. So I have options, and I love Trader Joe's. I just love the energy there. Yeah. Yeah, Whole Foods, it can be kind of like a Publix sometimes, where there's so many people, and Trader Joe's is more like the folks that want the good stuff. That's where we go.
Well, and because we only have the one shot at it, like once a month or so, we take that long road trip, and the big coolers. I fill my back of my car with the big coolers, and it's a process here. It is. It's, you kind of adapt to it, but that is the one thing I miss about living in the city, is having the convenience of being able to go all the time to places like that.
Oh, Robert says, I'm actually more aware to the repeating numbers now after I've read my numerology chart. It's an amazing thing. Okay. Yeah. And y'all can start typing in your prayer requests because we've got like 5 more minutes before we go into that time.
Good morning, Barbara. Hello, hello, hello.
Barbara, I don't see her yet.
Say good morning to my big brother.
Hi. And Shapira Joshi is watching with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Gabby has no idea what Trader Joe's is. So I guess you don't have those in Australia. It's like a natural organic market. Yeah.
But
if you're familiar with any of those.
Just beautiful produce and everything is non-GMO or organic in the store. Yeah. It's really nice.
Sally says she loves to chant, but only when alone. Otherwise, I seem to giggle through it. I don't know why, but I do. Well, Sally, I have to tell you a funny story. So the guy was talking about that chants all day. About 4 years ago, we started chanting Shrim Brazi, which is from Dr. Pillai in India. He brought this out in a meditation time. So we all would get together on Skype. This was before like Zoom even. And we would chant and we would laugh. And it was like the most uplifting energy. Shrim Brazi is to bring through abundance, to bring through that energy and break through any barriers to bringing in your abundance. And we would chant it and we would laugh. And it was just like so much fun to do that. So the laughter that you're experiencing, that's your your release of all of those limitations. Just think about what happens when you laugh. Your whole body relaxes, your mind relaxes. So it's a good thing that you giggle when you chant. Just look at
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
Don't, never be ashamed of when something happens and you think, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. That's the limitation we put on ourselves. So giggle, laugh, whatever you get into when you chant, that's supposed to happen.
And Gabby, I am not surprised. She said it was not so long ago she found out she was a Master 11. That
Yeah,
so doesn't surprise me. Looking at your picture, looking at your energy, looking
right.
at who you are, and the little bit of interaction we've had
Hmm.
with you, I'm totally not surprised that you're an
Yeah.
11.
And
Yeah.
Josie was here and she says, have a
Yeah.
wonderful day, ladies. Going to visit my sister. Have a
Have
great day,
fun.
Josie, and
Oh,
have
how
fun with your
much fun is
sister.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have exciting news. I thought I had lost all of my organic seeds because I wanted to plant my garden and I couldn't find them, couldn't find them, couldn't find them. Well, guess what? I found them this morning. I was looking at a bowl in my kitchen and there were some things and I thought, oh, I don't need those. I'm going to throw those away. And I lifted up these envelopes and underneath were all my seed packets. Now they're a year old, but I know I'm going to get produce out of them. So
Oh,
I'm just going to send them
okay.
Reiki. So,
Barbara says Broward is
oh,
opening up Monday. Cannot wait to see the kids and shop.
yes.
So that means I get to go home.
Yay, 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 yay.
Yes.
Oh, you're welcome, Gabby. Yeah,
And
Barbara
Barbara's an
is
11.
from
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale as well. And yeah, Barbara's an 11. And if you met her, you would totally get it. She is like amazing. She's just got this huge energy, and I just love her so much.
Yeah. All right, we're getting ready to go into prayer time, and I haven't seen any prayers. Is everybody okay today?
Oh my gosh, check this out. Carol says her daughter in California is an 11 and is raising twin boys and a daughter that are all 22s.
Wow. What great
Wow, that
energy.
is a household, I'm here to tell you.
Oh,
And
you're welcome, Rick. I
you're
guess you're going with
welcome.
Josie, so we'll see you later.
Okay, I think you need to field this one. I could, but I think you should.
What's
Why
that?
do I wake at 333 over and over?
You're being awoken by your guides or by the angels for you to be aware of something that they're bringing through for you. It could be a download of energy. 333 is the angels watching what you're doing. They're paying attention and they're wanting you to pay attention. I see it a lot also. That they're really surrounding you at that time, trying to get a message to you.
Yeah.
So as you awake, don't look at it as, oh my God, when I'm awake, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Just ask the question, what am I supposed to know right now? What information do you want to bring in? See if there's any sensation on your crown chakra right at the top of your head. Is it tingling? Or does it feel like something's different, something's new and different? So just pay attention to what they're doing because they're bringing you a message at that time of morning. Yeah, and you're so welcome. All right. Well, I want to put in my friend Sean Perry, his sister in intensive care, and my friend Camille DeSalm out in California, who
Mm-hmm.
is recovering from some surgery. And she also has cancer that she's been dealing with for a few years. And my friend Yvonne down in Fort Lauderdale, who has been diagnosed positive with COVID. So, yeah, thank you, Julie. Prayers for all that are in need.
And Barbara says it's a beautiful day. Healthy prayers for us all to continue to
To
grow.
continue to grow, and
Absolutely,
for those
yeah.
areas that are opening up, like where I live,
Yeah.
and for people to still use common sense and to not, just try to go back into the way things were because we can't. We can't keep doing what didn't work and expect a different results. That's
Yeah.
in the 12-step programs, they call that insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting it to have a different outcome, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. What is that? I don't know if it was Einstein or who that said you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. And that's so true.
Exactly.
And Jean Walensky says I always feel, and this happens a lot, when I wake at that time, I need to get up and go outside. Get to nature and connect with spirit is what she's doing.
And Deborah White says, my best friend Kim, who lives near you in St. Augustine, prayers for her. She's a lovely person.
Okay.
All right. Well, it is prayer time, and
we have a busy day today.
We have a busy day, and I'm leading a meditation at 11 this morning for anyone that wants to come into that. Diane's on before that at 9:30, and then at 9 o'clock Mira is on. And then at 5 o'clock today, Deb Goldberg is on. So, we have a really busy day today. And I'm seeing some more prayers come in for Billy Toothman, Tony's cousin, who has terminal brain cancer.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah.
And Gabby, a very close friend of mine, is having treatment for cervical cancer. Her name is Tanya. And, yes, we can absolutely put her in there. And praying for Jean, pain in her left shoulder from her wrist up to the top of her head.
Oh, and Carol, her 3-year-old granddaughter Grace, she had a bad fall yesterday and her teeth went through the skin under her lips. I've had that happen to me when I was a kid. That's why I had a broken tooth. Yeah.
And yes, Jean, thank you for that reminder of Robert Painley's Friends, which is Rosie's brother, Matthew Delfino. Rosie usually is on here with us in the mornings, but I haven't seen her in a couple of days. So thank you. Thank you for all of that reminders and for putting your people in the prayer circle. So let's do that now. Let's all connect. Taking a centering breath. And we're just going to pull in some positive into our heart center today. Breathing in that breath that brings us to a relaxed state in our body and in our mind. Our thoughts have been pulled in many different directions, so let's pull all those fragments together. Let's let go of any thoughts that still want to tug on us. And I love to use bubbles. So let's see every thought as a bubble. Pay attention to it. Is there a thought that's nagging at you right now? Is there something that's trying to get your attention, telling you that you need to do something, or still wound around maybe the conversation we were having? Pay attention to that thought, and let's give it a color. Let it go into a colored bubble. Close it up with that color, and then see it drifting up away from you with beautiful color coming into your world. Every thought that comes up, just let it go out from you like you're blowing bubbles like a kid. Blow that bubble and let it just explode in color away from you. Some of the colors are little, they're little thoughts. Some of the bubbles are bigger, big bubbles that really are still lingering there, saying, pick me, pay attention to me. So as we give appreciation for our thoughts, appreciation for reminders, appreciation for just the time that we come and we spend here together. Let's let all of that just continue to drift as now we go back into our heart center, feeling the love there in our heart. Love for this time together, what it means to each of us. Just think about that for a minute. As you take your next breath in, what does it mean to gather in community, to gather with like-minded souls whose agenda is love? That's what we're all about. That's what we do. That's what we share. And love, as Kuan Yin tells us, is the energy that heals. So this is a healing group. As we gather our energy together, we heal each other. We bring out the healing power inside of each of us, because healing does happen from the inside. And when you breathe in that breath and you focus on gratitude, you focus on love and all that positive energy, you're putting yourself into that higher theta brain state, and then you go into the gamma brain state if you continue that thought process. And you continue the breathing into the heart slowly, methodically. keeping your focus centered on love. And in that gamma brain state, you're able to heal your own body. You change the cells in your body. So this is information for those of you who may have physical pain, even those that are in emotional pain. You can change the cells inside your body, which brings you into more alignment with every cell in your body. As you breathe in and you focus, those cells are being repaired, even as my voice is going out to you. And my voice carries a resonance of love as I speak. So that's going also into your energy field and helping you to get in touch with the power of love, the healing power. And that also is going into those cells to change them, to let them know that it's okay to do your job. It's okay if you're not working 100% on doing your job. It's okay. We're just going to love you into perfection. We're going to send that love right into our bodies right now. So any cells in there that's maybe a little sluggish, maybe there's cells that are being destructive of other cells. Let's send love to them. Let's see them in their perfection. Let's see them for what their job is, for what they're supposed to be doing, and ask them to accept that love, to open up to it, just as we open our hearts to love and say it's okay to receive love. The more you do that, the more you open to the fact that you're worthy of love and you deserve love, you pull more of that energy in. So pulling more love into your heart and breathing in and seeing that love travel to every cell inside of you. All of those cells that are doing their job, let's give them a pat on the back and say, great job, cells, for doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And for any that are a little under the weather, those cells that need a little uplifting, a little help, let's send that love right to them right now. Let's see them start to be repaired, start to have every part of them being in its perfection and doing their job with 100% capacity. And that's our intention. We'll send that intention right to ourselves right now, inside the body. So if there's any cells that are attacking, any cells that are being sluggish, just look at them in their perfection and see the other cells working even more than 100% to get your body out of pain, to get your body more energized, and to be exactly the way it's supposed to be in this moment. And continue to breathe in love, breathe in slowly. We're really going into that state, that gamma state, where we're focused, where our energy is as high as it can be. Our healing power is as high as it can be. All of our clairs, our intuition, the clairaudience, being able to hear spirit, being able to know without being told something, our clairsentience. Let all of that just start to be open and free and unlimited. We're going into that spaciousness now. We're going into that place, the thought between the thought, that open space between things, the liminal space. Let it open up for you. There is so much there that we haven't tapped into yet. And this is when you can tap into it, when you go into that higher brain state. And isn't that amazing that we can just do this? We don't have to be taught. We don't have to have someone bring us in under hypnosis. We can do it ourselves, just with the breath. The breath is amazing. So now in this higher brain state where we're very focused, we can release. And I feel release coming up. I feel release in the throat chakra. Somebody feels like they've got something caught in their throat. So breathe right into that. Breathe into it and let the cells work and do their job to clear out any energy in there. Going not just in the throat, but away in the shoulder area as well. And let it out. Bring it up and let it out. So breathe in again. Breathe into the throat area, because that's where I feel a lot of clogging going on right now. Is being able to express yourself and release anything that was sluggish, anything that wasn't working right. Letting it out through the throat, because that's where you're going to express. And what we are going to express is love. We're going to bring in prayer requests. Anyone who was put in our circle, anyone that came to your mind after the reminder to bring forth the prayer request. Maybe you didn't type it in, but you remembered that there were people that you wanted to lift up today. And maybe it's you. Maybe you want to put yourself in for some uplifting energy, for clearing away something in your own life that needs to be paid attention to. So breathing in again, deep in your lungs, focusing on what's happening with that breath that goes in. Do you see it changing color? We talked about color yesterday, and I see a beautiful sky blue color because that's the energy of the throat chakra. So breathe in that sky blue color and let your throat chakra open up even more, because you're going to want to send out this love that you're holding in your heart. You're going to want to give some of that out. That's the power of love, is when you have it, you want to share it. You want it to go out and others to experience it. Just like if you were watching a beautiful sunset, you want others to experience that as well. So hold that energy right now in your heart and breathe into your throat. Breathe in healing. You are your own healer. As a mentor of mine says, we are our own rescue. We are the ones that are the super person, the Superman or the Wonder Woman. Breathe in with that breath and let that energy go into you. I am my own healer. You can even say that. Say it to yourself to make it more powerful. I am my own healer. I breathe in healing. I breathe in love. I breathe in energy that's going to go right to the cells that need to be repaired, the cells that need to be uplifted. And I feel that healing taking place inside. Beautiful. Okay, the throat chakra calmed down, so thank you for doing that work. Thank you for breathing right into it. And as we lift these prayer requests and we really pull all of them, the spoken and the unspoken, the ones that we normally put in our circle, the healthcare workers, the ones on the front line, all of these businesses now that are going to start opening back up, and there's going to be more interaction and more spreading of germs as we go about our way, and our bodies are not used to having some of these energies come in. Let's lift everyone up that's going to be starting to integrate back into the places that we need to go, the things we need to do. And let's continue to pray for those that have been affected by the virus, those that are still dealing with the illness and being treated for it, those loved ones that lost people during this time. Let's lift up all of that, and let's lift up our beautiful planet. Let's right now send some focus there. Our planet's been given a respite. It's really reveled in all of that energy, that peaceful energy of not being littered on, not being dumped into or dumped on. Let's really lift our planet and ask for people to be more conscious of their actions, to be more aware that it does damage our earth if we don't pay attention to our negligence and our responsibility of taking care of Mother Earth. So let's send energy in right to the heart of Mother Earth, connecting our heart to Mother Earth's heart and saying, I see you. I see you, Mother Gaia. I feel the energy of that peaceful time that you've been through for a few months and now getting ready to take on a new aspect, another energy as people start to go out and about. And I'm just going to put the intention out there that it's going to be a changed collective coming out of this energy time. Really being more aware, more responsible, and more respectful, not just to Earth, but to each other, and more understanding, and remembering, for us all to remember this time we've been through, and remember what we wanted to be like coming out of this time, and those promises that we made to ourselves, that we weren't going to go back into old habits and old patterns. Let's work on those beliefs that we can go forward in a changed way. It doesn't have to be the old patterns anymore. We can release those. So as we take these prayer requests, we're going to ask our beautiful angels to help us to release them. And I'm calling on Archangel Michael right now. Michael's the angel that will cut cords and cut ties. So as we release these prayer requests, just like we release the thoughts in bubbles, let's put all of these prayer requests in a big bubble and ask for that bubble to be lifted up to the universe. Just see it traveling. You can give the bubble a color if you want. I see mine with multiple colors. I see it purple and white and blue as it's swirling and going up away into the universe. Carrying these prayer requests directly to God, our Creator, to be handled in whatever manner the answer is for each of these prayer requests for their best and highest good. And I ask Michael right now to cut the cord, just sever the ties of any attachment to the outcome with any of the requests. We're letting it go. And as you let it go, feel that release. Feel the energy of all the burdens going away from you. And you're left with the lightness, you're left with the freedom of knowing that you used your power of love to send energy forward, energy for healing, energy for prayers to be answered and seen, acknowledged. And as you do so, the light shines back on you. You're being highlighted now to receive love, because as you send it out, you get it back. That's the law of attraction. What you send away from your energy field, it gets expanded in the universe and it comes right back to you. So you draw in more love. You're putting out that energy of unconditional love. No agenda with it. I just love to love. I love everyone that I'm releasing. I'm sending them love, not expecting anything in return. I just want the best outcome for them in their situations. And when you do that, that's unconditional. And what comes back is that unconditional love coming into you, into your energy. Receive it now. Receive it in your heart. Feel it expand. See it as a beautiful pink energy. Kuan Yin is coming big time today. She's coming forward. And she's opening up hearts to love, letting you receive unconditional love in. And as we do so, we know that we're going to not hold all of it inside. It's too beautiful to hold inside. So we're going to start letting it go. We're going to start giving that love away. And as we do, we're sharing it one person at a time around our circle. And we're going to start with the person on your left, and we're going to start saying, I love you. So let's do that now. I love you. And let that love go around and around and around. It's really circling today and coming back to us in our heart, really expansive. And we're going to share it now with each other. Anyone who's here. And I just glanced over and I saw there were 22 people, and 22 is such a master number. This is blessed by the angels. That's what that tells me. Yes. So let's give it to each other. You all know how this works. Yeah. On the count of 3, we're going to give gratitude first. We're going to say thank you. And then I love you. And say it with all of that passion, that love that's in your heart. So 1, 2, 3. I thank you.
Thank you.
I love you. Oh, wow.
Good morning, Tammy and Kim joined us here, and yeah, it's so good to see all of you.
Uma praying with all of us. Thank you. And Belinda, the show, thank you for being here.
Belinda, good morning, sweetheart. We miss you so much.
We sure do.
And if you want to see Teri again, you better get out here soon, because the South Florida is opening up next week.
I'll be going home soon.
She'll be going home.
Yeah, and I'd love to see you, Belinda. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. Thank you for your love. I received it. I got it back in my heart.
I do too. Thank you.
Yeah, you all are beautiful. And please tune in to some of the programs today. I'm going to lead us into an interesting meditation today. I'll just put a little teaser out there. You're going to be connecting with some things that maybe you haven't connected with before.
And Sandy Morse, good morning. It's her first time, and she loves us. Thank you for joining us. We're here every morning at 7:30. Please come and join us again.
And find us on Facebook. We are Angelic River Family. It's a group on Facebook. And Jean says that was beautiful. Kuan Yin and I work closely together a lot. She works over my Reiki grid. Yes,
yay.
She does. She works... I channeled through an energy healing method called Time Heals, and she's one of my, part of my collective. I have a collective of Ascended Masters, and she comes through every time in the healing. Yeah. So awesome, Jean. I love that.
Yay. And Scarlett said, just to tell you, thank you. Yes, Teri does the most amazing meditations and prayer lifting up. It is one of her great gifts. So I am personally very grateful for that gift, because it's really helping our planet right now and all of humanity. And you know what? I was watching a video. I just want to mention this really quickly. When you look at the word humanity, it has unity in it. And I never thought about that before. And community. So humanity, community, and unity, it's really, that's our goal. That's what we're striving to lift that all up.
That unity.
Yeah, the unity.
And staying in that energy of love and respect and honoring each other.
Yeah. And you're welcome, Christina. Yes, our tribe has expanded. This is one of the greatest blessings that we have received from this time period and from COVID-19. Yes. So out of the greatest challenges comes the greatest gifts.
Absolutely. Okay.
We love you.
Get off of here. I just want to read Hope's. No, it is Hope.
Yes.
She says, that was beautiful. I woke up with the intention to have an abundant day. The 808 chant sounds amazing. Can you let me have any instructions? What you do, Hope, if you have a mala beads necklace, it's 108 times that you chant to bring a full cycle with that energy. Yes. But you can also just use your fingers. You don't have to do it 108 times, but that will bring the energy powerfully. And I would just chant. I used to do it while I was swimming. I would be in the swimming pool and I'd just be chanting 808, 808, 808. But it's not so much focused on what the words are or the numbers are. You're focused on what you're bringing in. As you say those words out, you're bringing an energy in.
Yes.
But
And
yeah, let's do some chanting. I love that idea.
we have to read this before we go. Carol Allen says she's standing in for Deirdre. Namaste, y'all.
Namaste, y'all. I love you.
Have a great
See
day.
you later.
Thank you, Carol.
Bye.
Bye-bye.